I love Rheem heat pumps, but let's talk about it because there's some things on this one we need to talk about. So some of the things I like. This diagonal port makes it so much easier to hook up your vacuum hoses and all that. When you use a valve core removal tool and you put your big hoses on there for your vacuum, it's really important, and it makes it a lot easier. If it's easier to do, people will do it. If you make it difficult, people won't. So kudos to y'all. That'll probably help with the TXV problem because I don't think a lot of people pulled. Good vacuums are brazed with nitrogen. The next thing we want to talk about is over here. Down here inside the case, you can see that is on the suction line. And you can also see it says receiver on there. It's really odd to me that it's on the suction line. And when you go down there, you can see it was brazed in with a coupling. So that's kind of odd. Also, if you notice right there to the right of it, you look at that compressor weld. What in the world? I'll try to get it where y'all can see it. Y'all bear with me. I care about you. That is like a 5/8 copper coming out of that compressor on a 3/4 line. I'm not sure. That's kind of weird. The braze is kind of iffy. But it is a Copeland compressor. So I do like that it is a Copeland compressor. That is also a muffler right there beside it, by the way. Hang on just a second and I'll show you that. So here from a different angle, I don't know if you can see it. I know it's so tight, I can't really get a good image of it. Oh, there it is, refrigerant muffler. You can see it. So that's pretty cool that y'all got that. It also looks like y'all are using a different kind of TXV than what you used to been using. So I like to see that because I know the TXVs have had issues in the past, and I'm glad to see that there's a difference on this one. Rheem is also one of the manufacturers, maybe the only one, that puts a composite base, and I really like that because it doesn't rust out. Over the years, you'll be glad that you have that composite versus the metal because the metal rusts out. I've seen actual compressors fall through the bottom where they actually had bricks or something holding it up. It's kind of crazy. I like to see innovation. I know they did this a couple years back, but I still really like it. It's kind of important to me. The next thing I wanted to point out was right here, this fan motor. They typically used a 48 frame, which is the bigger universal style motors. This is a 42. It's a little bit smaller motor, kind of like what you see on the older trains, 10-seer, 12-seer kind of thing. It's not about the efficiency, it's about the size. You may have to look into replacement motors later on. So you want to consider that that's a 42 frame and make sure that the spot house stocks those. Rheem always comes with these filter dryers. Filter dryer goes on the liquid line, which is a small line, and that this is sized appropriately for the size unit it is and the length of the line set. Most people don't know the longer the line set, the more refrigerant that system holds, the bigger the filter dryer needs to be, and that you can go on different sites and you can actually size them correctly. Some manufacturers don't even provide this, or if they do, it's already built into the system, and it's generally smaller. It's small enough just to factory charge the unit itself, not big enough for the entire line set all the way back to the evaporator coil. I know it's going to vary on line set length, but just keep in mind that for an average size line set, this is probably appropriate, but if you have a bigger unit with a longer line, you would need something bigger than this. Another thing that I like about these Rheem units is these condenser coils. The microchannel coils are actually better heat exchangers, but they have more problems in my opinion. These coils right here typically have less type of restrictions than the microchannel, and they typically last longer and hold up better. These things right here are like an industry standard. And as somebody that is really all about, like matching and being themed, like with my yellow shirts, I really appreciate the artistic approach of having black screws to match the base. I think that I know it probably costs them a little bit more and it may not seem like a big deal to everybody else, but I like the uniformity and I like that it's black, gray, and it all matches and comes together really nice. In the comments, let me know what y'all think, man, and as always, make sure to like and follow for more HVAC tips.